Hello everyone, welcome back. This is Neha Tulshan from Crescent Creation. Today's video is a part of YouTube Hop. It's a pretty special hop. It's a celebration hop for Catherine Kelly, the founder of Team Tiny. She has reached 1,000 subscribers here in YouTube, and we have all come together to celebrate this achievement of hers. It's a hashtag driven hop. So click on the hashtag in the title to look for all the videos in this hop. The theme of the hop is to choose a past project or technique by Catherine and create our projects. So I chose this project. It's called Stenciling with Water. It was something new to me, and I was really inspired to use my ink pads and my stencils in a little different way than I would usually do. I've also linked her video in the description box below, so do have a look. So here I started with a Nina Solo White 110 pound cardstock, and I am inking my cardstock directly with the ink pad. Here I used Tumbled Glass and Salty Ocean Distress Oxide inks. My first few tries did not come out as expected, but instead of editing it out, I kept the video to show you all the do's and don'ts I found out for this technique. First, I came with my paintbrush, but because my paintbrush had a lot of water, the water went under the stencil and I did not get a good impression. I even tried using my thinnest blending brush, but that too didn't seem to do the work. So now, after learning few things from the first panel, I decided to color two panels. One with Distress Oxide inks and one with Distress inks, and I'm using Salty Ocean and Blueprint Sketch Distress inks and Distress Oxides. I felt that if I have darker color on my panel, the effect of water will show more on that compared to the lighter colors. So once both the panels were dry, I came back with my stencil, and this time I'm using a kitchen towel. So I've rolled the paper towel and I've wet it just a tiny bit, and I was trying to take off the excess on the side, the excess water, and I'm slowly dabbing my paper towel onto the side of the stencil. Here I'm showing you again. See, I am trying to take off the excess water on the side of the mat and coming with the paper towel in a dabbing motion and just going around the stencil. And you can see I actually get better impression. The water in my paper towel reacts with the distress inks, and the paper towel helps pick up that color, and we get the impression of that stencil onto our panel. You want to clean your stencil in between so that no extra water get under the stencil. So here I continue doing the same thing until I reach the end of the panel. Next, I'm going to work on my Distress Oxide panel. The one on the left that I already did was the Distress Ink panel. Here I'm using a new paper towel. Same way, I'm coming in with my wet paper towel and dabbing the paper towel onto the stencil, trying to lift off the color from the panel. Since Distress inks reacts with water, that's why you get this effect. So any ink that reacts with water will work for this technique. I like the look that you get with Distress Oxides more, because when Distress Oxides reacts with water, you get this chalk-like effect. It shows more in this technique than compared to Distress inks. I wanted to try this technique on watercolor paper too, so here I'm inking up a watercolor sheet using Distress Oxide inks. There are a lot of prizes in this hop. They are generously donated by companies and manufacturers who wanted to support everyone involved in this hop. To win, leave comments on as many channels as you can in the hop list, as well as state your country of residence. The more you comment, the more chance you have to win. And to win, you should be subscriber of the channel from where the winning comment is picked, as well as the subscriber of Catherine Kelly. All other details about the hop along with the links are posted in the description box below and also in my blog post. So do visit the blog to get all the details. So you can see I'm doing the same technique on the watercolor cardstock, and I'm actually getting quite a good look. I really liked how distress oxides react with water, and you get that oxidization happening there, and you have that whitewash kind of look, which I think really looks good, especially for the clouds here. And if you turn this design upside down, it becomes water instead of sky, because the cloud here works like waves. And that's what I did with this piece of cardstock. I actually turned it into an underwater scene that you're gonna see just now. So today I wanted to keep the focus on the technique, so I'm not sharing any coloring or card assembly videos, but I'm gonna go with you on how I assemble these cards and what products I used to create these cards. For this card, I used MFT Mermaid stamp set, and I colored all the images today using Copic markers, the list of which will be found in my blog post. For this card, I created a window in the front of the card using Ocean View Porthole die from MFT, and I cut out a circle of that background we just created and put it inside the card, and arranged few images from the stamp set from in the inside and outside the card. And while you look from outside, you can take a peek of what's in the inside. And I also stamped repeatedly the fish image all over the outside panel to create some interest, and I finished it with the sentiment "I need to see you soon," and also added few newer drops as finishing touches. For my second card, I used FAWN Really High 5 stamp set. I trimmed off one of the stencil panel here to add to this card, and I glued white cardstock on either side with some foam tape. So the blue panel is stuck to the card base and it's little down, and the white panels on both sides are raised. I glued the images on the stencil panel and finished off with the sentiment "Happy birthday, have an uplifting day." And I also repeatedly stamped the confetti image from the same stamp set all over the white panel. For my third card, I used MFT Polaroid shaker frame to create the Polaroid frames for my images. The images are from the same FAWN Really High 5 stamp set. And the sentiment I used here is "Flying by to say happy birthday." Also, I glued some sequins to finish off this card. For my last card, I used a stamp set from Simon Stay's Stamptember stamp set called Let's Party. I glued the stencil panel directly onto the card base. And using the city block die from MFT, I added a city skyline to just the blue stenciled panel. Then I glued the images from the stamp set using some foam tape. I added the sentiment "You lift me up" from the same stamp set, and finished off with red hearts from Dress My Craft. So these were my cards for today. Do tell me in the comment section below which card was your favorite, and don't forget to comment to win prizes. There are lots of prizes in this hop. Also hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. There's a link of few more videos that you might like to watch. Thank you for visiting. Have a nice day.